Hey guys, this is the Tunator, and this is Fallout New Vegas Month of the Week, episode 29. So before I get started, just a couple of quick things. Number one, a friend of mine is he decided to start doing and recording a Borderlands Let's Play, which I'll be joining him for, so we plan to do that together. I'll link that in the description if you feel so inclined to watch it, as it will be hosted on his channel since he's the primary, recorder and player. I'm just along for the ride, basically, but it should be fun, and I feel like Borderlands, or if you just feel like watching a hopefully amusing co-op game, give it a look. And also, he and another friend of mine have started doing a video game podcast, which I will also link in the description. They're both pretty funny guys, so if you enjoy podcasts, give it a look. Anyways, onto the mods. As you may no doubt have noticed, I am wearing a rather distinctive costume right now, and weapon as well. For those of you who have been lit under a rock, this is the outfit of the main character from The Legend of Zelda, Link, as well as the Master Sword, which is his signature weapon, and the Hylian Shield, which is his other kind of signature item, among many, I suppose. But anyways, I have been playing through the Ocarina of Time for the first time, because I never had an N64 or anything like that, so I'm a PC gamer. But been using my friends, and that kind of inspired me to just look this up. So it's quite interesting. It's a little blocky, which you can, or shade, a little weird shaded when you can notice when you zoom in on it. But I think that kind of adds almost to it, as it does. That's what it kind of looks like on the consoles, especially in the older games. It's not really like extremely realistic. It's more kind of like stylized and angular, if you will. So yeah, and then the Master Sword, very cool. I'm not gonna lie to you, this weapon is insanely overpowered. Like, we'll go look at the yeah, 90 damage a swing, 323 DPS, and I don't even think my my weapon skill is that good. Like, we'll go get the crap out of Veronica.
I'm gonna do me a favor. Make sure they bury me.
Like 4 hits, she's down. I have shit named weapon skill, and Veronica's extremely tough. She's got some 300 something HP at this level, so yeah, that gives you an idea of just how powerful this sword is. And the outfit gives you good DT, and it's pretty fun. So for those of you who are Zelda fans, this is something you might want to give a shot. And onto the second mod, it's a mod called Project Ultimatum, and what this does is it allows you to interact more with the Wasteland with other NPCs in the game. It adds in several button pushes, or button commands. Well, I'll show you first the mod configuration menu. Let's see, a lot of mods now are starting to run through mod configuration menu, which is really quite cool, I think. So it's very useful. So this allows you to do a whole bunch of stuff, which I'm not going to be able to show all of you right now, or show all of it right now, but we'll add that to N. And whistle we will add to U. But yeah, basically it adds a whole bunch of just stuff that lets you interact with NPCs in greater ways. You can, if you knock out someone's weapon during the battle, and they have no weapon, you can aim at them and get them to surrender. At which point you can take them prisoner. You can loot their inventory. You can enslave them if you have a collar, and several vendors will sell collars if this mod is installed. And you can also sneak up on people and inject them with chems, stuff like that. I will showcase some of the features. Not sure. Yeah, the swing knife I don't think I can do because I don't have a fitting weapon. But you can do a push, which is really funny. You just push the person over, and that's actually quite useful in combat as well. I'm not sure if this is overpowered or not. I feel like it wouldn't be that useful against groups of enemies, but let's see what it looks like in third person. You can see just quite funny, and I believe if you push someone, that is considered a hostile action, so they will attack you. You can do a whistle, like so, which in combat would attract groups of enemies to the spot you whistled at. So like say, this is really a great place because it's open, but if I whistle here, and then I run over here, I can't sprint because I have God mode on because I'm overweight, as always for the videos. The enemies would go to this spot down here, and I would be able to kind of sneak around them, which is quite a cool feature. And then lastly, you can do kind of a shout, which makes people flee, basically intimidates them, which I will show you hopefully on this random electricity engineer. I'm not sure if it'll work on them because they are spawned by that mod, but we'll try that.
Get down!
Yep. He's one badass. He's not doing anything. But basically, this will make people kind of, you know, just drop to the ground or briefly run away from you. Basically, it's like an kind of an intimidating battle roar kind of thing, which you can use just to scare people, which I think is quite cool, and it really is interesting. And yeah, this mod is just I think it's got a lot of potential. It already is very cool, but I really want to see where they go with it as well, because it just adds a whole other level of interaction with NPCs, which is always a good thing in a game like this, in my opinion. So the next mod we have, oh, and I forgot to mention, Project Ultimatum was sent to me by MrOyarly. Sorry about that. The next mod is called Active Wasteland, which is sent by Kenny7771. And what this does is it lets you interact with a whole bunch of things in the Wasteland that you previously couldn't. So, for example, what was a good room for this? I think this one. Right. You see this lamp? It can now be turned on or off to, you know, illuminate the room greater. These light switches are now usable. Get ED out of the way. Yeah, sorry, buddy, you gotta move. Oop, damn it. Push you. Or Eddie. Damn it, he's called Eddie. I gotta remember that. Anyways, flip the switch. Light goes out. Flip the switch. Light comes on. Should be able to do the same thing in the bathroom, if I recall correctly. That can't be sanitary. Switch, light goes out. Flip the switch, light goes on. And you can interact with a whole bunch of different stuff. Like, I'm going to go to Good Springs in a second, show you something else you can use. But, you can also now pick up bedrolls. You can deploy it by selecting it with left click, upon which point you can sleep on it. Or I could rather if I wasn't breaking into this room. But, and then like with the backpack mod, you crouch and use it to pick it up. And well, that would see it is quite useful to have. I mean, you can sleep anywhere and heal anywhere. It also does weigh 20 pounds, so it's a bit of a balancing factor. That is again something that would be useful for hardcore mode, especially if you want to be more of a kind of a role player type. And ooh, pencils, I'll have to remember that for when I come here for Willow. Sorry, but if you want to be more of a role player type and you don't necessarily want to abuse it to get heals, but rather you just want to use it because, you know, it would make sense that your character would bring like a pack with him, so that's a cool thing you can use. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of different stuff you can interact with, like you can use grinders to sharpen melee weapons, you can cook with ovens, stuff like that. There's a full list on the page, which as always will be linked in the description. But we're going to go to Good Springs in a sec, and I'll show you two more things, but I do want to get into one more mod before we go there, which is called Project Reality, which is sent in by Saturn7. And this is kind of another mod in the vein of Nevada skies. It's a weather overhaul. You can see the sky now. This is this mod at work. We'll go to night real quick so you can see what it looks like then. And yes, the Death Star will still be in the sky because I still have not disabled that. So you can see that the nights are quite dark. Yeah, I think I gotta fix I think there's this conflict with the sky because I still have the Nevada skies stuff installed. So that is on me. That is not the mod's fault. I have to take a look at that. But you can see this would normally be a very nice looking night sky. I still have a little conflict. I didn't see that earlier. I apologize. Yeah, that's the Death Star. It's from different mods of the week. You can find that in an earlier one. But so this is a night. You can also activate a feature in it. I'll show you that this is the menu for it. See, there's a whole bunch of different options you can pick from. So we'll go to rainy now, and you can the depth of field and the scene or the heat haze, which you actually may have seen earlier in the mod. I'll call attention to it again in a bit. If I can get it, but yeah, you can add in storms, radioactive rain, and the dark wasteland, which makes the night kind of much more dangerous. This may be clouding up in a sec. Again, I do have a conflict, so I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but it should theoretically get cloudy. Yep, you see they're starting to show up. And we will go back to the day so I can show the heat haze. You can cycle through a whole bunch of different weather, and it is, I think it almost looks even better in some ways than Nevada skies, but it's pretty much a personal preference choice. There's usually multiple weather mods for games. Fallout 3, I believe, had multiple weather mods, and it's overall quite cool looking. It also adds that kind of nice depth of field, that blur to the, or kind of fog almost to far away areas, which I really like, as it makes them look a lot more, you know, realistic, and that you can't really see that they're not that detailed because they're not loaded, because they're all kind of hazed out, which I think is really nice. And let's see if we can get the heat haze effect to show again. We'll put it back to pleasant. And setting, oh no, mod configuration, my bad. Yeah, again, you may have noticed it earlier outside of the Novak gates, but you can see how the weather will change. You give it a few seconds, and the clouds will all go away. We'll have a nice sunny day again. I don't know if you could see it, but when I was looking at the gates earlier, there was a little shimmer. So we'll give it a minute, see if that pops up with the pleasant weather, and if it doesn't, you can look at earlier in the video to see it. When I'm looking through the gates, you can see the area kind of shimmering. In the meantime, while we're waiting for that, I know I had a bunch of these last time, and yeah, these mods, again, the Caster Cane, the Identity Disc are from last week's Mods of the Week, so if you want to know what those are, check it out. It's another Beam Katana, so I apologize for the overdose of Beam Katanas, but I found this one, and since I had done them all just last week, I really didn't want to pass it up. So this is another Beam Katana. This is the Seiryu Beam Katana mod, and I just wanted to do this one in addition because it looks quite different, or at least a bit different, and it looks very cool in my opinion. So also makes a very cool sound. Yeah, just another cool advanced weapon. This would also go fantastically well with the Japanese stealth armor for those of you who want a bit of a more, you know, high-tech kind of character, if you will. Oh, sorry, buddy. And yeah, this is also very powerful. Yeah, so we're going to go to Good Springs real quick so I can show you two more of the things that Active Wasteland lets you do, and then I have a few more mods for you. Hopefully this loading screen works. We will see. Getting a few crashes. I know, New Vegas crashing, right? What a surprise. Well, to be fair to them, they have fixed a lot of the problems, but at the same time, they did have that patch which screwed over the New Vegas stutter remover, which ticks me off a little because, you know, they kind of need the New Vegas stutter remover. But, hey. So you see, Active Wasteland also lets you interact with these barrels, which I believe barrels like this were not, as far as I'm aware, they're not accessible previously, but if I'm wrong and these are, then Active Wasteland does let you interact with barrels in general that you would not be able to, so it just makes them, you know, another container, which makes sense, because, you know, they have these barrels over the place. Of course they'd have stuff in them, like, why wouldn't they, right, if they have random, you know, burlap sacks lying around that have stuff. And then you can also use, you can actually use coffee makers now. I don't know the necessary stuff you would need, but you can make yourself coffee, which then acts as a chem. But I think that's just really cool. And then, again, that's just a small example of the amount of stuff you have available with Active Wasteland. A whole bunch of random things you can interact with. It's really quite cool. Anyways, on to the next mod. Actually, I need to remember where the canyon wreckage is to go west. I think it's not up there, is it? Yep, there it is. This is the Lonesome Road Companion Passage, and this actually lets you take a companion into Lonesome Road, which, you know, would maybe seem to kind of defeat the whole point of Lonesome Road, but if you really want to have your companion with you, which I can entirely sympathize with, then this is the mod you are going to want to use. There are dogs everywhere. I feel kind of bad now. Oh no, they're coyotes. Never mind. Yeah, I know that's how it's not actually pronounced, but oop. Been seeing those bastards in 3. They are not fun. But yep, it adds in this door, which you can take to the divide, and you are really supposed to go the normal way first, to be honest. But I did not, and you see, UDE is now here. I'm actually not sure where Veronica's gone off to. But, let's let's go back, see if we can find her. And it just, again, the whole idea is that it allows you to just bring in companions, whereas normally you're not able to. Hey, what are you doing? And maybe a little bug, because again, I haven't gone through yet. Oh, no. Yep, see, there she is. So yeah, this just lets you bring your companions right into the Lonesome Road. So if you really want Veronica or Boone or someone else with you, one of the modded companions, anybody, or you just really, you really don't want to go into the Courier's Mile by yourself, which I can entirely sympathize with. In fact, my plan is to kind of roll on back in here with Willow and Veronica at like level 45 and take on the Courier's Mile. You can use this, which is really quite cool. Again, I believe there's similar ones for Old World Blues and Honest Hearts. It's just bring your companions with you. I don't have the links for those, but you should be able to find them off the page for this one, I believe. It might be the same author. And I would recommend against taking this EDE into here, because I'm not sure how that would work with the other EDE. That might mess with some game scripts and stuff, so probably not the best idea to bring them both in here, but anyone else you'd probably be fine, like Willow, Veronica, Boone, such like, should not be problems. And then the next mod I'm going to go to RepCon HQ for, because I know that's where I can find some terminals. And it is the faster terminal mod. And what it does is, where is RepCon HQ? It basically, it makes terminals. It skips all of the fast, or the kind of typing out that they normally have, where you know how it'll take a terminal a few seconds to load in, and that can be kind of a pain. I personally sort of enjoy it just because I'm a huge Fallout like lore and story and setting nerd, and it feels kind of immersive. But if you really don't want to have to deal with that, which I cannot entirely understand, this will allow you to skip them. Alright, so here we are at RepCon HQ. Sorry if this little jump, I had a little crash there. Got New Vegas, we'll do that. So we're go inside, find a terminal. I apologize for the delay, but I had to find, or rather just randomly coming here, but I had to find somewhere that I knew had terminals. And oh, why are those sentry bots? Oh, you know, let me demonstrate the power of the mighty beam katana. Oh, that's not working right. So I apologize for the alarm. I'll show you the terminal. I had not realized the alarm was still going to be turned off. You see, there's no typing out. It just all goes very fast. If I had clicked there, it skips it immediately. So you can either just wait it out and then skip all the typing, or you can just click once and you're right in. So just to show you again. Instant access. Bam. So for those of you who get really annoyed by having to wait out for the terminal, for all the terminals to just finish out, this is absolutely the mod for you. And I'm going to have to load up a different save for the next mod, so hold on one moment. So we hop over to the Old World Blues for the next mod, which is the X13 stealth suit overhaul, and this has been said by tons of people. What this does is basically takes the X13 stealth suit from Old World Blues, and also if you choose the assassin suit from Dead Money.
No false alarm. It was just a plate.
Oh, sorry, something was talking in the background. Distracted me for a sec. But anyways, it takes these and basically they look pretty cool already, and it makes them look awesome. High resolution, you know, the works, alternate colors, pretty much whatever you could want. So you can see there's also a helmet, which it did not give me, but it's basically kind of like a white faceplate thing, which you can get if you want. I kind of like seeing myself. But you can see it's just basically, it's much higher resolution. It's very cool looking. They come in a whole bunch of different colors. I know there's like blue, green, red, which I chose. You can get pretty much whatever color you want. It's very well done. You know, nice subtle lighting, and there's also, as I said, an assassin suit version as well. But it also adds 3 upgrades to the stealth suit, which you can get. The advanced fiber coils, the anti-vis coating, and the energy disruption shielding. And I'm going to show you the anti-vis coating. Don't want to spoil everything about it, but you see this makes it into basically a proper stealth suit. So I do love the appliances here. They're so funny. I need to get all of them. Next time I play through it, I will do so. And sorry about that beep. I appear to have a Facebook open. My apologies. But you can see, so this makes it into not only a stealth suit in name, but in fact, and possibly to even rival the sheer greatness of the stealth suit from the Chinese stealth suit from Fallout 3, which is just such an insanely powerful suit of armor. It was crazy. So for all those stealth fans out there, this turns the stealth suit into really a proper stealth suit. And yeah, that's all there really is. It's a cosmetic overhaul, but a very cool one, and adds some very cool mods. I believe one of the other ones actually makes it a new light armor, which is, makes it even faster. But yeah, that's the stealth suit overhaul. So the last mod I have for you today is another one of the pre-order DLC alternatives. This one is the Great Khan pack, which basically lets you start off as a member of the Great Khan faction with some appropriate faction gear. You can see they have the cool leather jacket. This is referred to in the generic kind of like gang biker gear. This is referred to as the Ancient Khan outfit. So you see it gets respectable, DT, nothing great, but not bad for early game, and identifies you as a Great Khan. This is faction armor, as with all the other ones. This will treat you as a member of the Great Khan faction, so don't expect the NCR to be too happy to see you, which will make the early game a bit difficult. But again, for those of you who like to roleplay, if you don't care about completing the main quest and you just want to do kind of like an RP playthrough, this is great for you because it lets you act as a member of the Great Khan faction from the very beginning. And we'll see the weapon. You can see it's just kind of a pretty wicked looking knife, actually. This does not look like something you would want to mess around with. And this guy is for another mod, just ignore him. That I'll probably be doing like next week or something. So, we'll chop this unfortunate body, demonstrate the prowess of this weapon. But if you look at it, nothing too crazy, decent DT, but just a nice weapon for early game. And you also get, if I recall correctly, a whole bunch of chems, because you're a Great Khan, so you start off with a whole bunch of chems. So for those of you who are avid chem users, which I'm not really myself, but I'm sure there's plenty of you out here who love using them, this may be something you're interested in checking out. So that's all I have for you today. As always, thanks for watching. Questions, comments, things like that, send me a message, leave a comment. I'll do my best to get back to you. Again, definitely check out the Borderlands Let's Play and the podcast. I have played Borderlands a bit before, but only on console, never the game of the year, so I'm looking forward to the DLC version rather, so I'm looking forward to playing that. You guys should definitely check it out. And yeah, thanks for watching. This has been Mods of the Week episode 29, I think. This is the Tuninator, and I'll see you all later.